flame, cut it up, light it up, puff it up, they get lost in me.
What it is, what it is, what it is. What's going on, y'all? Man, what a hell of a song, man. Good intro here. Coming to you live one more time. This is Leo Brown coming to you from BNL Behind The Brand, along with the usual suspects. My man Chris Moore's up in the house. Maisha still hiding her face. But we also have the man that created that song. Maisha, you are on mute, so let's go ahead and unmute you. And
I didn't say nothing.
Yeah. I tell you what did say something was this song.
Now medium full is what I like to puff. It's harder than a mile, but not rough. I'm a big boy now, puffing premium sticks. My cigar game is tight, hella legit. Even stepped it up and bought me a humidor.
Oh man, in case y'all did not know, man, we have somebody for the culture in with us today. And I have not heard anything like this before. It's great to have something that actually talks about what it is that we like to do every day, to bring all of this stuff together. And of course, like I said, my name is Leo Brown. We got Miss Maisha Michelle, Sisters of the Leaf in the house. And back with us one more again is my man Chris Moore, Carolina Blue Cigars.
It's about damn time.
Nigga busy. Nigga busy.
This is what this is a welcome back, in case y'all didn't know. But in the
Carolina Blue is I'm repping Carolina Blue hard in Stickhead video. Y'all saw that, right?
Okay,
y'all
let me tell my story. Let me tell my story.
Chris should have a sad card because he's in my damn video so much.
And in case y'all don't
do you want me to tell the truth about that?
Yes.
Or you just want me to let it ride with that?
Yes.
Can't handle the truth.
We gonna
tell you the truth about that shit. Huh?
About what?
Cause you was gonna smoke that Padroni bullshit. I had to hand you the damn Carolina Blue, bruh.
No, that's not true.
Yeah.
No,
Stop it.
That's not
Just
true.
Stop it. Just
That's
stop
not
it.
true. We had always no. We had got the close footage of the Perdone. You didn't know the stuff in the VIP room. I made a specific point to smoke a Carolina Blue because we were doing the close-up footage. So that's what you done. Oh, and if you had to answer your phone that day, you didn't have more information. I was blowing your ass up.
But why would you be
texting you? I had some questions for you about something. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, and I didn't ask your assistant. I said, "Yo, where's Chris at?" Oh, he on his way. I just talked to him. I said, "Well, you ain't answer my damn call." Yeah, if you want to talk about the truth, you can't handle the truth.
Chris is
give y'all a little history behind the stickheads. But no, Chris, I had always, because we're gonna do a close up on it. So I was always gonna do the Carolina. I think when you saw me, I was doing something else, but it wasn't gonna. It wasn't. The close up was the VIP room. So it was always Carolina Blue.
Clean it up.
And I told you how I already fucked you. I was on my second cigar. But anyway,
got
whatever.
all the dust bunnies out the corner.
Whatever, Joker. Hey, y'all want some more history? Y'all want some more history behind Stickheads? It took me forever to get him to even listen to the song. How about that?
Well, let me chime in. Pause. Because
you did not. I listened to it the first time you gave it to me.
Both of these guys are my co-hosts. So I loved it when I first heard it. So I hit up both Leo and Chris, especially Chris. And I was like, do you guys know this guy? I love his song. I want to feature him on the show. And both of them was like, no, I don't know that nigga. And I was like, listen to the song. And so 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month or so later, my co-host is in your video.
Chris,
if
Chris said he didn't know me, that's an even bigger problem. Because I met Chris three years ago at Secret Society. I even went to Houston with him to a damn to help him support him on his. And so you could say he didn't know me. That's a bigger problem.
Well,
I probably said, do you know DeJuan Shears? I don't think everybody knew that. your name, maybe know you by face.
I know his damn name. I met my wife on a trip with this joker.
Chris.
Well, in case y'all don't know who we got in the house, it is my man, Mr. DeJuan Shears.
That's a hell of an intro.
Yeah,
we couldn't even get to the intro because they
no
right in on each
that
other.
ain't what it when you said it, Maisha.
I know.
You ain't give me his name. You like, you know this guy do the song. I'm like, I don't know who you talking about. And then when you play the song, I'm like, oh, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't you be asking me people like, you know this guy? No, hell no, I don't know that nigga. But if you tell me when you told me when you played the song, I'm like, oh yeah, that's the one. Now. No,
that's the one. Yeah. The video you was in, nigga. That's what I was like.
Yeah.
The star of the fucking video.
Got him. Got him.
Me. I ain't gonna tell you I know no damn about it. No, I don't know that nigga.
That is a fact. That is a fact.
Because I don't know what you're asking me.
But I wanted him to be on the show. This was
okay.
What was this? The one like 2 months ago.
What the fuck is that name?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to finish your video, and you did like per timeline. You was like, yeah, I'm gonna have it done in May. And then next thing I know, it was like Memorial Day weekend. It was in my inbox. So
yeah.
Congratulations to you. I'm very excited to have you on the show. I'm happy to have Chris back, at least chiming in. I don't know what he got going on today, but at least I did want to get the backstory of how you guys came together, how you ended up getting Carolina Blue cigars. So with all that, I'm just glad it all worked out because I love it.
But that just goes to show you, right? Well, I'm sorry to take over the show to just ask tell me to shut up.
This about you.
But this goes to show you, right, how you have to be passionate. And Chris, I guess all of you have your own brand. I'm assuming you have to be passionate about your own shit, right? Because no one is going to be as passionate about your shit than you are, right? And I kind of like pushed up on Chris and what's his name, Damon. They were doing at Taylor Smoke. They were doing a video for Charlotte Cigar Week, and it was Chris, Damon, and a few other brothers that he had invited out. They were sitting around, and my videographer Ron, he was hired to shoot them, and so I let them finish, and then when they were done, I kind of kindly just inserted myself into that conversation. Pardon me, brothers. You know what I mean? Chris, have you let Damon hear my shit yet? You know what I mean? They were there talking about they discussing songs, right? This steams my clams. Well, not just a little bit, not a lot, because I get it. Because people aren't used to it yet. People aren't used to it yet. But when I introduce you, it's the human nature, right? And then I'm guilty of it too. So I got to give people a break, right? But that's why going back to what I said, you got to be persistent, because I'm telling they were there talking about using Jay-Z's song for something. They were using some other type of music. I'm like, look, let me tell you something. Ain't no fucking music on the planet. Can I curse on here?
Of course.
Hell, yeah.
Ain't no music on the planet better than my shit for a cigar event. They don't fucking exist. They don't exist.
They don't.
They will later. They'll come after me. They'll be my fucking sons and daughters. They'll be my sons and daughters. But right now, they don't exist. Right? Damon didn't know it. He hadn't heard it. So I said, I'll go to Chris. Yo, you let Damon hear my shit yet? You sing it to Damon? Come on, man. Be my ally here, bro. As much Carolina Blue cigars I pump. I mean, as much Carolina Blue cigars I pump.
Nigga,
nobody went with you.
Let's hear a reply.
It's just like me giving my cigar to somebody else, and you give it to them. That don't mean they gonna smoke the shit. It's up to them when they want to listen to it.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
So as soon as you gave it to me, I passed it on. I ain't got no reason to hold your shit, bruh.
Yeah, but all seriousness though. That's why when you're pushing your brand, man.
I ain't got no reason to hold on to your damn.
You got to be tenacious. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that, Dan. Thank you. I take your word for it. But so you got to push your brand, man. You got to push your brand.
In case y'all didn't know, we're gonna go ahead and start the show.
we have started. We have officially started.
My man, Mr. DeJuan Shears, a.k.a. the Skribe, is in the house. A little bit of back and forth, chime going on with Carolina Blue Cigars.
Obviously, they have a history.
This is history in itself. Is going to be a lot of fun. I can see with this show because there's some good back and forth going on. And I know Chris don't back down. And I know my man Skribe, he from Chicago. He ain't finna back down. So this gonna be a hell of a show. We gonna have Muhammad Ali versus Muhammad Ali up in this bitch. So y'all get ready. It's going down. What's going on, everybody? Maisha, what we got today?
I mean, look, I couldn't be more excited. I want to say like a month or so ago, we had like a hometown comedy hero on the show. Comedy, I love comedy and I love hip hop. So here's the thing about Skribe, right? This is why I'm passionate about this song too. I just want to say this. When you posted it on my page, Sisters of the Leaf page, and look, you're not the first one. There's other people in this community that make music about what we do, but none of it really pulls me in, right? So I'm making a film and we've got a song that's going to be on the film. I love it, but it's a little bit on the R&B tip, right? Which I love that. But when you came with the hip hop and articulated it so well, it encompassed what we do. So not only that, because one of the things I want to ask you about, one of the many things I want to ask you about is, did you write it? And I think I'm more impressed with not just the writing, but the arrangement of the song. I mean, your flow on top of the arrangement, on top of your features, all of that kind of really is pretty top notch in my opinion. Look, I'm just a girl that likes music, but what do I know? But I know what I like. You know what I mean? So if you want to tell me about like the lyrics and how you got started writing it, what was the process?
Yeah, thanks for that question. Yes and yes. I wrote both songs. Now the singing part and the arrangement for most of it. Now I give credit to my producer Trilogy, who shout out to Trilogy. You know, when I brought in which song were you speaking of? Both or Stickheads particularly? Specific. Which song?
Stickheads was the one I heard first,
right,
so that's the one I'm in love with.
Okay,
and, the SOTL, of course, is going to grow on. Me, of course.
And it's funny you should say that. I'm glad to hear you say that, right? Because the majority of people that I have polled since dropping, let me walk that back. I haven't polled anyone since dropping Sister Salute the Leaf. Salute the Leaf is the remix of Stickheads, that's the official remix. But I let a few people hear it before I was finished with it. And it was a good rough draft version. And everyone was like, oh man, I like this one better than Stickheads. I'm like, and one Taylor Preston from Taylor Smoke was like, I don't want to get you mad. I don't want to make you mad. But I like this. He all in this Stickhead video. He like, I don't want to make you mad. I said, bro, they both my children. They both my babies. You ain't making me mad. I said, but I'd rather have that feedback. I'd rather you say, damn, he did it again, plus better, as opposed to say, I like it's all right, but it ain't better than Stickhead, But to answer your question, though, I did the writing and the arrangement. So Trilogy, when I bought the my singer, Trilogy is good with work. He's a singer as well as a producer. And so, and my man, Dana, I have here some feedback from somebody, I don't know. Maybe somebody needs to go on mute. So I did the writing, yes, but I'm giving co-writing credits to both my features, because I'm not a singer, right? So I can't. I'm a great co-writer for R&B songs, but I can't write an R&B song from the rip because that should have turned into a rap. You know what I mean? But if I have the singer, because they have to start me they have to give me something, right? Give me the melody, give me some harmony, give me something somewhere to go. And so with Stickheads, that's what happens. So Dana, I don't know if you all know Drita and Tyson.
Yeah.
They did Queen City Cigar Fest. So actually having a conversation with Drita at Taylor Smoke one Sunday afternoon before I finished the song. That helped me as well. And she's the one who told me, say, hey, could you put something in? Because initially, little more backstory. Initially, this song was supposed to be shot during Queen City Cigar Fest. But, you know,
wow.
So, that's the history behind that, but that's a whole other podcast, right? I don't know, you know, now, you know, me and Tyson gave me, he asked me to forgive him and whatever, you know, he charged it to his head, now it's all whatever, but I was feeling some kind of way behind that. But anyway, that's a whole other podcast, you know, but it was supposed to be done at Queen City Cigar Fest, and they were supposed to use it for their promotion of Queen City Cigar Fest. That, if you see, that never came to fruition. However, the conversation I had with Drita was, she said, well, can you put something in there that describes how some men, not all, some men objectify women in the cigar culture, and they need to understand that not all women are here for that. Some of us are true sisters of the leaf, you know. And then she said, but however, some women bring that on themselves because there are some groups, female groups out there, I've had to leave a couple, that sexualize cigars. So I can see where some men may get that impression that, you know, a lot of women are here, you know, to get a man, and just like, what, you know, it's nothing wrong with a woman trying to get, there's some fine gentlemen hanging out in cigar lounges. I ain't mad at that, you know. But anyway, but she wanted me to highlight something about that. Hence me saying the stuff that I said, you know, about the Sisters of the Leaf, and the stuff that I said about in the second verse. It would be the third verse, my second verse. The stuff that I'm saying in there, that came out of the conversation I had with Drita. So she, you know, kind of helped.
She influenced that a little bit.
Right,
I
right. She helped me
that.
somewhere, because I didn't know where I was going with the second verse. And the hook, and even in the hook, that conversation with her helped me with the hook, because my man, he had wrote, because he's not a stickhead, right? My man Dana's not a stickhead, but I've been down with Dana for 20 years. He in Newark, New Jersey. I've been down here for 20 years. He's in some of my older projects. You know, me and him, we ace coon booms. We go way back. But I love his voice. I've always loved Dana's voice, right? And I knew he would be great on this. But he ain't no stickhead. And he had initially he know where to go. He said, well, I don't know where to start. And then I said, just give me something. So the first step, then I told him about the conversation I had with Drita. I said, well, try to do this. And man, he came back with some stuff. So I said, bro, you ain't letting it breathe. I mean, because he was trying to rush it. He was trying to jam in everything that I told him, you know. So based on what I said, text me text me the lyrics. I said, okay, boom. We're keeping this, we're taking this out. We're keeping this is no good. We're keeping this, we put this in, put this in. So I said try this. I said, now, you know, as a singer, if certain words don't work for you, you know, use a word that works for you, right? You know, the ands, or leave them out and stuff, little stuff like that.
Sure.
You know, so that's the arrangement, you know, part. So after I rewrote it and sent it back to him, and I said, okay, boom, this is it, because he wasn't letting it breathe, you know. Yes. And so what you hear now is, yes, that was me rewriting it, and
a very nice collaboration. Very nice.
Yeah, I give him credit. Like I said, I couldn't have done it without him or Sage on the Salute to Leave, because I'm not a singer, so you know, I need them. Now Sage is even harder, because at least Dana does some writing. Dana is somewhat of a writer. Sage isn't a writer at all. So that was like pretty painful, but we get to that later. But yeah, did I answer your question? 100%.
100%. I mean, because even the music arrangement, I mean, it's heavy on the bass, which we like. Right. You know what I mean? So I salute you guys. I had a feeling you had a little team behind you, and you can't do it alone, but you didn't do it alone. So that's what we really wanted to know, like who you wanted to give props to. So shout out to Sage and
Dana.
And Dana.
And Trilogy.
Yeah.
And Trilogy.
Yeah.
Right. Well, let me come in on the bass part, because I've told Trilogy that the bass, it is heavy on the bass. And when I have DJs play it for me, I tell them, I say, look, you may have to adjust the bass, you know, because you can't pull all songs in and plug and play, right? Some songs you might have to tweak, you know. And so and I told Trilogy that, I said, you know, it's kind of bass heavy. He said, you should be fine. I said, no, bro, that shit coming in bass heavy like a mug. You know what I mean? But anyway, it is what it is. But DJs,
I dig it.
Yeah. But DJs they have to tweak it, because it sounds distorted. You know, they take away from the song if it's too, you know, if it's too much bass. So
DJs do what DJs do.
Right. Yeah. Right. So okay, because we've also we'll talk about this later. What's your history in music?
Okay.
Because you've made other joints, right?
Right. So yeah, I'm 30 plus years in as an MC. in and out of retirement, right? At one point, I took a 15-year hiatus. I almost had I can't say almost, that is full of shit, but I thought I almost had a record deal, back in the day with was it Motown? Let me see. Yeah, was it Motown?
Okay,
I forget now. Yeah, I forget which label. I know it's right when Andre Harrell took over Motown, right? It was right before Andre Harrell was it
Uptown?
No, he comes from Uptown, but I think he took over Motown at one point.
Well,
but it's been a while. But
Barry Gordy 30 years ago.
Yeah, but no, Andre Harrell.
No, Andre did dip in before he passed on to Motown. You're right.
Yeah. Okay. So right before, I was dealing with the publicist over there. My producer at the time, his lawyer knew the publicist, and he heard my demo and he liked it. He wanted to get us a D&D Studios, a famous D studio in New York. I think they're still going strong. To do another demo. So we did it, and at the end of the session, my producer wanted this back with reels and had reels. But my producer wanted his reel. He said, no, old boy told us, James, his name, told us to keep the reel. And he said, what? No, I ain't keeping my reel. So long story short, finally got the reel. He was trying to keep the reel, but that put a bad taste in this guy's mouth. And it took him forever to hear what we did that day. And then he said, I don't sound like the rest. Basically, he straight up told my producer, "You're making me look bad in my backyard, taking the reel." He said, "You never told anything about us. You keeping my reel, with all this beats and stuff on." He said, "No, that's anyway." So after that really crushed me. I was like, I'm tired of this shit. You know what I mean?
How many years ago was that?
Oh man, that's going back to late 90s.
Late 90s. Okay.
Late 90s, yeah, mid to late 90s, yeah. And so definitely, I definitely went early 2000. I think it's been late to late 90s, yeah. I got into shortly after that. I got into IT, which is a funny story, but it's not mutual related. But I got into IT shortly after that. Bills. Yeah, and I've been in IT ever since. But yeah. So, but I shortly after that, I did like a 15-year hiatus. Man, I just got tired of. Then like 2014, 2015. Yeah, it was like end of 90. Yeah, because when I came back, I was working at. I remember I was working at when I came back. Decided to do an EP because the internet had been like really launching jokers' careers and shit. So I was like, you know what? Let me just see what the internet do. You know what I mean? So I came back, put some stuff out, some stuff that's really good now that I'm thinking about blowing the dust off of that and putting it out because I think it's still good. But I never started videos.
What's the name of it, Leo?
Oh, what's that? The ATS? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Appreciate the Sacrifice?
Appreciate the Sacrifice. Describe, did you write that?
Yes. Everything you hear, I wrote.
Storyteller, my brother.
Listening
Listening
to that song, in case you guys do not know, Appreciate the Sacrifice. If you ever want to hear a storyteller tell a story, and I ain't talking about what's the girl that wrote for Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings? No, it ain't them kind of stories. This is real life shit. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Man, y'all just struck a nerve with that, yo.
Oh, brother,
that's my favorite. That's one of my favorite.
You put your heart into this song, and if you didn't feel it, and I can understand why some people didn't feel it, because if you never raised somebody else's child or don't know anybody that raised somebody else's child, you don't feel this story. Yeah, right. You can have your own kids. Don't get me wrong, because those are your kids. But raising somebody else's kids, listening to that story, Appreciate the Sacrifice. That's real. That hits.
Y'all did your homework. Man.
We did.
That's what we do.
Tell us about it.
This is why we go behind the brand. Go ahead, Skribe.
What was the question for me?
Well, how did that come about? Your writing process.
Okay.
Why did you want to put your thoughts pen to paper? Tell me.
What better way to do your music, man? It's I heard actually just today. I heard something. I was watching Fuse, I think, on the network Fuse, and the interview artist and Drake. I heard Drake say, so many things have been done. It's hard to. There's so many talented artists out here, some writers and songwriters. He said everything's been done pretty much, except for what I'm doing with cigars. That has not been done. But anyway, it's rare to find. And it's rare to find something that hasn't been done, right? Even the scripture says, I think in Ecclesiastes, there's nothing new under the sun, right? You know, but the lane I'm taking with these cigars, anyway, I digress. But back to Drake, so he says, just be authentic to you. That's it. He said, just say it the way you say it. Be authentic to you. That's the only thing you can do, is to say it the way and do it the way you would do it. And hopefully people like it, right? So, and I used to gangbang. I was a drug dealer until I became my best customer. I don't know if y'all heard Don't Look Like What I've Been Through. That's another one that's I'm going to give you a lot of me. Okay, okay. And in fact, I started that one out where I say, and appreciate the sacrifice. Thank God I don't look like what I've been through. If you knew my backstory, you'd agree too. Yes, yes, we heard that. Yeah. You heard a little and appreciate the sacrifice. I touched on it and appreciate the sacrifice, but there's a whole pie. You just got to slice and appreciate the sacrifice. So that's don't look like I've been through. But so to that Drake's point, of course I've had that mindset forever, and so my writing has always been to come from a truth. I used to be revolutionary music on my YouTube channel. Make America Better and We the People, DA, not THE, not the constitutional version. DA stands for diversity and acceptance, and it also stands for the. I use them simultaneously. I use it for the instead of saying the Skribe. I say the Skribe. Because the the is popular now. Spike Lee did, the brothers, and you got the baby. So I just played on it because the is popular. And that's how we talk. I dig it. Yeah. Right. So, but I also use it with diversity and acceptance, so my writing is always truth to me. Get back to your question. It's always, I write from a area of honesty and integrity within me. Right. And hopefully it touches someone else. I'm not a big freestyler. Right. I always say my freestyle is in the basement, but my pen is in the penthouse. Okay, you need to relax. My pen is in the pen house, So, but I appreciate the sacrifice. That's huge. I'm glad y'all listen to that. I think it strikes a nerve. I think Leo said to me before the show that he wanted to highlight it couldn't be more appropriate, apropos, day before Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to all the fathers watching and my co-hosts and guests. Hell yeah.
Salute to you, man. Salute to you. That was a hell of a song, man.
And let me tell you, I don't know if you all got a chance to listen to everything, but Papa Bear's Cubs.
I heard that. Yes.
Men love that. I've had men tear up with that. I had a woman, Sage, my artist Sage, Salute to Lee. She cried. She had to go to the bathroom because her father died. Her father died a few years ago. Right? And she said, "Oh my God!" She's like, "This song is too much. It's too much. It's too much."
Wow.
Yeah, that's where it took me because I was listening to it and I was like, "Yo, I got to take a minute." I really did. I said I had to take a minute.
So, that's what you want. You want people to feel the music, man. Yeah, I love it.
So to that point, I haven't even started marketing and promoting my music on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter yet. I'm on Facebook. I'm looking for a content manager to help me. Yeah. To help me do that. But however, my point is I want to do challenges. I want to do appreciate the sacrifice. I want to do a challenge, a TikTok challenge for that. And, have a picture of someone that if you wouldn't be who you are today, if it weren't for that person, that's that challenge. And then Don't Look Like What I've Been Through. Show before and after pictures of your struggles, your plights, what you've come back from. For me, it's drug addiction. For somebody else, that may be a cancer survivor. Somebody else, whatever your situation is, So I want to have those two TikTok challenges.
Yeah.
Jump in, man. Just jump in. Just do it. Just do it.
I'm down for the TikTok challenge. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah, man.
Let's get it. We can get it started. We can get it started right here today.
After giving birth to a second son, she gave us life, but we never got to really bond. We can only hope to meet her when we pass on. Pop was devastated, arguing the night before. They made up, went to sleep, she was here no more. It was a nightmare for Pop, cause they thought he did it. He said it never goes away, son, I still relive it. But the charge didn't stick to the young king. Now he trying to raise two boys at 18. Turning 4, first time meeting stepmom, West West Side, Chi-Town, bad nigga, drop a bomb. Pop should've told her not to wear them white pants. I poured a chocolate shake on them white pants. He was hella mad, about to get my ass beat. But my future mom told him, nah, tuck the heat, nigga. Takes a special person to raise another child.
And you know, that right there, man. I mean, when I heard it takes a special person to raise another's child, that means everything.
Yeah.
Because of what is going on, well, what has happened since the 80s with black men. You know, a lot of black men going to jail, prison, however you want to consider it, you know, but we have these men that are actually out here that are men, you know, that can really bring something to the table for some of these women that actually have kids and be able to want to take care of them and raise them and things of that nature. That hits home for a lot of men that will listen to this song.
Right.
You know, not even men, but women. Because, I mean, you hit on that song, in case y'all haven't heard it, on that song, you hit every single aspect about the beginning of life to the end of life. It doesn't matter because you talked about your mom, your birth mom. You talked about your earth mom.
Right.
That says a lot about what goes into your music, man. So I really want to ask, you know, whenever you wrote that song, whenever you write your songs, it obviously it comes off as that it's 100% you.
Right.
What makes you want to tell this story the way that you did? Because a lot of people won't do that. A lot of people cut some things out. I can see that you wrote that from the beginning of your life to the end of your life. No, well, not the end, but till today. So what
I said that when we were talking, I was like, I felt like I went from 18 to 50.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you gave us if it's not just your story, but obviously you're telling other people's story, but I feel like it was a lifetime story.
Yeah.
Right. And thank you for that question. And before I don't want to forget this. You just did the nail on the head for the longevity of my career. Some people feel I'm too old to rap. How about that? Let's start there. That stings my clams, right?
No,
you're too old to rap. I'm like, that's why I got a song on it. That's on my YouTube channel. Too old to rap. Fuck out of here. That's on there. I don't know if you heard that one yet.
FOH. I'm in.
Yeah, FOH.
I gotta go listen to that.
I'm in.
Yeah, that one, like, fuck out of here. And that's for the people who feel I'm too old to rap. Some people my own age, right? Who I got more pushback from people my own age, right? And I'm like, I'm trying to connect with you. The youngest ain't lived long enough. I like some of the young rappers, like a lot of the young R&B artists. You know, a lot of girls, a lot of women sound alike, but I like a lot of the writing is incredible. A lot of the young R&B artists, a lot of the rappers, a lot of the young rappers. I don't like a lot of that shit. You know, J. Cole, you know, a lot of he's a beast. You know, Kendrick, you know, a few other Cordays. A few of them I do like. Don't get me wrong, but some of that drill, the mama shit, ain't for me. But hey, they got their lane, fine. But I tell these older people my age, I'm like, look, I'm trying to connect with you. You know, the youngins, they ain't been what I've been through yet. You should want to hear what the hell I got to say. So anyways, I'm getting to your question, Leo. So, but you sparked on where I'm going, taking my career. I'm like, where can I go? Because I don't know, I didn't know until now where I'm going to go. I'm going to do a series, right, of chronicling my life. So I'm going to say, I was taking a flight. My flight got delayed. Going to Mississippi, going to Jersey. Going to Jersey a few weeks ago. I was mad as heck, but that turned out to be a blessing because that's when the creator, universe, whatever, ancestors, whatever, gave me the idea to say, no, why don't you pick up from Appreciate the Sacrifice? And because there's a lot of shit that y'all didn't get in between there. I only got 3-4 minutes, right? You know, 5 minutes at the most. So now, DeJuan, use it as like a series, you know, just like each song, there's like certain chapters of picking up from when I went to live with mom, because a lot of shit happened, you know, good stuff, I mean, you know, but a whole bunch, you know, a whole bunch of shit happened, right? And going to my football, but now I'm really taking you through my life, my football career, you know, how I didn't get a scholarship in my track career, how I effed it up just all, you know, in high school and then drug and game, a lot of shit. So each song is just like a chapter, you know. Each song would be like a chapter, you know. But anyway, so back to your question, Leo. So I have that intimacy that I learned in recovery. I'm a recovering addict. I've been clean 30 years, 30 plus, coming up on my 31st year.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah,
so that's why Chris know this. I don't drink. I drink non-alcoholic beers or whatever. I gotta sip something with my stick. I gotta say it. Now I know y'all know the Puff Sip Chat podcast. The Puff Sip Chat podcast.
Oh yeah,
yeah, Reggie and them. So we want to sit down with me with some bourbons and whiskey. I'm like, I don't drink. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, but back to your question. Let me ask you a question. So, I don't have a problem being intimate because when my recovery process has trained me to be honest, right? Training to be intimate. Intimacy. What my grand sponsor used to, my sponsor used to say, intimacy is full disclosure. That's how I put being able to be very vulnerable. That's true intimacy. Full disclosure and being vulnerable, willing to be vulnerable. That's true intimacy. Even Kim's in recovery. The artist Kim, Kem. Yeah. So he did a song. His album was Intimacy. And that's the place where he was coming from. Disclose, being vulnerable, right? And so anyway, that's why I'm able to write that, Leo. I'm able to come from that intimate place and be vulnerable. Because it's very cathartic and therapeutic for me, for one, and then two, I'm hoping that it reaches other people. And I've had people come up to me and tell me, "Oh, thank you for the song. The song you talk about, ATS, Appreciate the Sacrifice." A sister, Asada, shout out to Asada, your queen is her name. Asada, your queen. Asada, your queen. So she came up to me and she heard it before it was finished, right? And she's crying. She said, "Oh my God, this song made me cry." I sent it to my mother, it made her cry. And she said, "This is my story because my stepmom raised me, my earth mom raised me." And I already knew her. She had told me some of it. But when she heard the song, she said, "Oh my God, my stepmother, my sister, we all was just like crying." I was like, damn, I said, that's as a writer, a songwriter, that's the ultimate right there. So did I answer your question?
It's very personal. And you're right. You're telling the story for people in our demographic. And by the way, because I can hear the old school hip hop, and that's no way shade at all. That's probably why we all loved it.
Yeah.
But so what's wrong with speaking to us? Not all of Drake's songs speak to us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's got his own demographic, and we can always, and this is why we gravitate towards Jay-Z. We feel like we grew up with him, and we're all basically the same age.
Yeah.
So keep doing what you're doing, brother, because whether they know it or not, they need to hear it from you.
Well, thank you. Let me speak to that and get some more, right? I'm glad to see older hip hop artists, and when you listen to I'm too old to rap, fuck out of here. When you listen to that, I say this in that song, I say, since I wasn't bumping in the 90s, I'm a joke, right? To the older people. So I'm it's like you need to change your perception. The older rap artists are washed up with no direction, right? Because I'm glad to see older rap artists are coming out. The ones we grew up with are coming out making music now. Papoose, Remy Ma's husband, I heard him say, hip hop is the only demographic that wants to kill off its legends. Nobody's telling Patti LaBelle, Smokey Robinson, Mick Jagger, Lionel Richie, et cetera, et cetera. Nobody's telling them to sit down and they're too old. Hip hop is a form of expression. I grew up with hip hop. We put hip hop on the map. So now I have all these life experiences. Now I'm supposed to just ride off into the sunset and die with them. You don't want me to share them. You don't want me to give you a roadmap. Especially the younger people coming up, like you don't want to hear how I did, how my challenges of working in corporate America, going in as a game with a gangbangers mentality, a nigga what, what's Dave Chappelle, when keeping it real goes wrong. That skit, remember that? He's telling my story. When keeping it, remember he was in the boardroom. He was in corporate America. And when white people piss him off, I'm like, you telling my story. You know what I mean? So I had to go back to I had to go back to business school, and I had to go back to I went to the University of Phoenix for a semester or two to get some soft skills. Just some business. I took business administration. To help me with my soft skills, right? And I had to then my recovery process helped me with my soft skills, because you need you have to have these soft skills. You can't strong arm your way through corporate America. You know what I mean?
Don't lose, especially as a black man in this country.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, when I'm being assertive, I'm aggressive. When they're being assertive, they're just passionate. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
right.
you know,
Right. Stick to it, brother. Okay, let me get back to the video. Right. Where did you film the video?
Charlotte.
What
All of
was
my
that, a lounge?
videos, well, not all of them. Charlotte was Stickhead video was done here at Stickhead video was done at
Taylor Smoke.
Taylor Smoke.
Okay.
Doing Charlotte Cigar Week. It was done Friday night at Taylor Smoke Concord, and then Sunday we shot at Aroma. Nas, shout out to Nas. Nas about to have a heart attack when he thought I wasn't gonna shoot it because I was having the conversation. I was keeping him at Taylor. I was keeping him abreast of my decision. Because believe it or not, I was going to do it in Atlanta. When I had the interview with Puff Sip Chat, the first interview I had with them, they messed up the footage on that. Their audio, they was working with some new equipment that never came out. So they interviewed me again in Tampa for Tampa Cigar Week. That's the one that's on that that's out there now. But when I went to Atlanta for the Puff Sip Chat interview, I was gonna do the video there, believe it or not. And then I got to thinking. I said, you know what? I live in Charlotte. Let me help strengthen our footprint. You know what I mean? Because Atlanta footprint is strong already. You know, Charlotte's footprint is getting there. It's building. So I decided to bring it back. You know, I decided to bring it back here. So yeah, I started at Taylor Smoke, Concord, and Aroma. Used to be Cigar, etc. But now it's called Aroma.
Man,
So two different locations. Excellent.
Yeah, doing Charlotte Cigar Week. It was doing Charlotte Cigar Week. Yep.
Got it.
Shout out to my man Damon for doing Charlotte Cigar Week, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dana.
You said
Damon.
I said Damon.
You said Damon. You said Damon.
Shout out to Damon. Shout out to Damon.
Damon, yes. Dana is my vocalist. Dana, he's the vocalist on Stickheads. Dana.
Right.
Dana has a very good voice.
Yeah.
Is he on any of your other cuts?
Not that's on my EP, but he's on some of my older stuff. Yeah, some of my older stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But I may get him on. Yeah, I'm gonna get him on. I'm getting something else
coming up.
Say it again.
You got something coming up?
I'm always creating. Hey, I'm always creating. I learn what I'm trying to do now, y'all. This is not my goal to get a record deal. You know, that's not my. But it's not my goal. It's not my goal. My goal is to monetize my music independently. And I've been told my whole career that I have soundtrack music, and y'all probably would attest to that from what you've heard already. You know, I have soundtrack music, and that's I'm okay with that. And so,
I wouldn't sit here and say that it's soundtrack music because I think soundtrack music gets discredited unless you want to try to win like an Emmy or something like that. You know, I think what you have is something that strikes the everyday person, right? It's kind of like Carolina Blue Cigars. It's for the everyday people. And if you want to step your game up, you can do that with Carolina Blue Cigars. You know what I'm saying? So with listening to your music, if you want to say, you know what, I can actually release how I feel onto this world, I think your music does that. At least it does that for me. I feel like, yo, this is a man that's actually coming from the heart. He's speaking from the heart. He's speaking to everything that's going on in this world that we just sit back and we talk about amongst ourselves, but now it's something that can be heard everywhere. So I don't look at that as a soundtrack.
Right. Well, but Dick Clark did say soundtrack is the music is the soundtrack of our lives, right?
Right. That's all I'm gonna say. Maybe for our life, but yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But but that's okay. Yeah, I take that too. You know, and I never took it as an insult. You know, with what they meant, because when it was told to me, it always came from after they listened to one of my storytelling songs, right? Which, you know, so I mean, so they just equate that to say, you know, to be a storyline or whatever. So but I try not to be put in the box, right? To that point, you know. So about your question, do I have anything coming out? I'm always creating content because I hear, I'm trying to learn how to monetize my music. I don't know if I just purchased this little package from this guy named Dorian. I don't know if y'all heard of him. He's on Instagram and YouTube. He called Ducks and Swans, Welcome to the Pond. This is a little tagline or whatever, you know. But he teaches you how to, like, you know, generate traffic on YouTube, monetize, you know, how to monetize and stuff. So that's my biggest challenge now, learning how to get my traffic up, getting my views up. That's why I'm going to hire me a content manager, you know, because as you already know, it's all about your following, you know, these days. You know, my stuff is on all streaming platforms. It's on TuneCore, so it's on Spotify. You know, so they distribute it to Spotify, Pandora,
Apple Music. I found it on Apple, so
yeah. So it's out there. So I'm making progress. I'm definitely making headway. But you know, so yeah, I'm always creating content. And so I got another one that's gonna okay.
That's what I want you to talk about.
Hit us with it.
Damn. I gotta change this to your appointment because I made it for Tuesday, but I gotta change it to Wednesday. But it's called Kick That Pussy.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah. Kick that pussy.
It sounds like a Dave Chappelle.
No. So when I first told it to a couple of ladies in GTG, Natasha, and I forget the other, the Good Time Gang, GTG, Charlotte. So when I told them, I said, yeah, I'm working on the next song, Kick That Pussy. They both were like, oh my God. It's like, kick that. And they didn't expect that. They don't really know my music. They only be following me. They just know me.
I like to give it a chance.
You know what?
I like a little controversy title, so I'm sure there's something behind it.
But check it out. When I told them what it was, the concept behind it, what I'm saying is, I'm saying I need to go to rehab to kick pussy.
So wait a minute. Okay, so I'm from Chicago. You from Chicago. You know, we had a song that was called "Kick That Bitch in the Neck." Really? Is that where we going? Is that where we going right now?
I never heard that song. I heard the house song. I heard the song "Beat That Bitch with a Bat" by the house track.
That's really
but I never heard that one. Kick that bitch in the neck. I never heard that one. I never heard that one. But no,
that was another one. So,
but no.
So is that where you're kind of going?
No. See, my music.
Rehab for vagina.
Right. So what I'm saying. So let me tell you.
Wait a minute. This is a Dave Chappelle moment right now. I'll be damned. Okay, so we gonna go from appreciate the sacrifice to kick pussy.
To kicking pussy.
What the fuck are you doing?
Right, but listen, this is play. No, check it out. No, so check it out. So that's I named it that title because I was going to name it something else. I named it that title as I was writing the song intentionally because I wanted to do exactly what it's doing now. You know, for people that what the hell is he talking about? And then people who follow me, oh shit, even my producer AJ, he was like Trilogy. He was like, oh, I didn't even know you wanted to make music like, but he's even not going to do that one. I bought that from DJ Strat. I bought 2 beats from DJ Strategy, and I'm going for a different sound. So I'm going with a different producer. But Trilogy, I said, nah. So once I explained to him, like I'm about to do to you guys, he said, oh shit. So my music, I don't want to be put in a box, but I always want to make music that's authentic to me. Right, I'm not gonna hop on no bandwagon just because it's popular and all of that shit. Right, but check it out. What do I have a challenge with? Even at my age, I still have it. Even though I'm a married man, we separated, whatever. But separated. But whatever. I'm still married, whatever. You know what I mean? But
so now you're gonna put a sex challenge on TikTok?
No.
I ain't say nothing about that. I ain't say that. I haven't thought about that. I ain't thought about that. But no, hear me out. So as older men, a lot of us, whether you're in shape or not, but when you're in shape, we all know men who work out. We all know that blood flow is there. We all know that. And when we see beautiful women, we ain't blind just because we're married. That's why I brought up the married piece. We ain't blind. We still appreciate a beautiful woman. And some of us like to partake in the buffet, right? And some of us are willing to blow up a happy home, because they can't kick that pussy. You know what I mean? So that's what the song relates to, and so I'm saying I need to go to rehab. I swear I need to go to rehab to kick pussy. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a banger, it's gonna be a club banger, and it's gonna be a strip club banger. Trust me on that.
Tasha said, "Oh, we out here kicking cats."
We out here kicking cats. This is great.
Look,
This is great.
this is
Yeah, so
her.
I'm gonna record that next week.
So
But
when you gonna release that?
I'm gonna record it next week, so it'll probably be released. I'll probably just do a visualization video for it. It probably won't be a true video, just a visualization.
Oh, you can't do no video for that.
I know, man. I mean, I could. It'll be interesting, but
hey, as long as you don't put no cigars in the coochie,
he can work right in the damn cigar lounge. Cause that kicking cat all goddamn day.
So in the second verse of that song, though, I'm speaking to men who have, women or wives at home, and they willing, it's a crafty way how I did it, easy, tread lightly, bro. You better take your ass home before you find yourself caught up in a situation, that you don't really want to be in, all for a piece of pussy.
Right.
And I'm referencing monkey. I'm calling, I like the trade. My wife's cousin says monkey. She's from Chicago too, and she says monkey a lot.
Yeah, I say monkey.
Monkey. Yeah, so I'm saying monkey a lot in this song. So okay, so check it out. I'm hearing background. I think it's Chris. I'm hearing feedback from somebody.
Yeah, I think
where
you at? Yeah, at the airport.
I'm here with the Chris. But check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Let me give y'all a little snippet. I ain't gonna give you the whole song. Let me give you a little snippet. Let me give you a snippet. Okay. Okay. I got a woman, girl, get up off my nutsack. Trying to be a good nigga. Why you want to bring me back to the old me, girl? I'm in recovery and I got clean time. Not trying to lose mine. But you making it hard with that big behind. In the back of my mind, I want to get behind that donkey, beat that monkey, tap it like a rabbit till the room get funky. From Badussy, get the cutty gushy. Swear I need to go to rehab to kick pussy. Don't make me come out of retirement from being a hoe. I quit throwing skeleton bones in the closet door. I ain't down with OPP. Well, not no more. My dick game was progressive. Call me Flo. Charles Barkley would say, boy, you terrible. But like I said, I don't live like that no more. I need to kick that pussy. What? And then I have a woman, I'm going to have Sage come in and say, what? Yeah, kick that pussy. Who? Me, kick that pussy. Swear I need to go to rehab to kick pussy. So...
This is BNL Behind the Brand, man, and we are introducing ourselves into a whole nother realm when we say kick that pussy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I can't listen. Look, Skribe. I can't say anything, but I can't wait to hear it because you bring it from the heart. That's all I can say. So obviously, it's some things going on that you're trying to get out there, man, and I respect it. I can't wait to hear it. I want the whole album right now. Let's get it.
Right.
Yeah.
I get it. You guys give us a lot of power. You have a lot of power, apparently.
Yeah. Hey, Mint Condition. I love Mint Condition. They got a song, one of their albums. He said, I forget which song it is. I forget which album it is too. But the power, he said, "Boy, you stepping out the shower with all that power." I forget which song that is. You stepping out the shower with all that power.
Lord have mercy.
Look, I'm here for it. I'm not, as the lady of this podcast. I'll wait for it. Yeah. I think you'll like it, Mike. I think women would be pleasantly surprised, and I think they will appreciate me telling their men, "Hey, tread like check it out, Leo." At the end, I say, better get some act right real quick, cause it's cheaper to keep her on some real shit. You know what I mean?
You went back to that old Johnny Tape on him.
Telling the truth.
I'm talking to the men. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, it's a lot of beautiful women out there. But if you got something at home, they would just say back in the day, Leo, it better, if you're gonna mess around, it better be better than what you got at home, because you might have to keep it.
It's cheaper to keep her.
I love all my sisters at the Leaf chiming in. So Crystal said, "Pussy is undefeated."
Undefeated.
I love Latasha's answer. She said, "I'm over here bobbing my head. We ain't even got no music. She bobbing her head."
I think she's still listening to Stickheads. Oh, she's definitely a Clarence, not a Clarence Thomas, but she likes old school, like bluesy type stuff too.
Clarence Thomas.
Clarence
Clarence
Thomas.
Oh my goodness gracious.
So salute the leaf. Salute the leaf before we go. How much time do we have left, y'all? How much time do we have left?
What you want to talk about?
Salute the leaf. Let me tell the story behind that. That was man, oh man. I have been looking for a female stickhead for months.
I was going to ask you, was Sage a stickhead?
Yes, she is. She is. And she was referred to me by Zenda, my friend Zenda. Shout out to Zenda. And they're both from Ohio. They live here now. They both live here now. Excellent. And I had actually spoken to Sage a few months ago, and I think I was caught up in another project, and we had made an appointment to meet, and she couldn't make it or something like that. So I had, whatever time passed, then I was ready to get back to Salute the Leaf, and at the time I was just calling it a Stickhead remix. I didn't know what I just knew I was going to do a jazzier version of Stickhead remix, and so I reached out. I was talking to Zenda again. I said, I'm still, by that time I had talked to two other women, Gigi Mack, shout out to Gigi, band called 3 Piece and a Biscuit here. But she, she told me she's more of a sister of the Newport than she is a sister of the Leaf, right? Quoting her, And the other sister, Jackie, she doesn't even puff at all. She don't smoke or puff. So when I decided, because I didn't even know where I was going to take this remix until a few weeks ago. So when I decided, like Common, I used to love her. This song, Common song, I used to love about hip hop, right? Yeah. So that was the mindset I had with this song. My relationship, he was talking about his relationship with hip hop. I said, I want to talk about my relationship with the Leaf. And I want that to spawn other people's memory of him when they, make you reminisce on your relationship with the Leaf. So I said, for that reason, I need a sister who's a stickhead, right? She has to be, because I wanted to be authentic, right? And so I was talking to Zenda again, and she said, what about Leslie, which is Sage? And I said, damn, you think she's still interested? So that's how so we reached out to her again, and she was, and the rest is history. And but like I said, when we met, she's not a writer. So she was getting frustrated. We were both getting a little frustrated. I said, but I'm not going to give up on you. You have to give up on yourself before I give up on you. I said, don't you know that every song that you love, probably, Whitney, going back to Whitney Houston, Dolly Parton made more money off of I Would Always Love You than Whitney, and so on and so on. There's hundreds of thousands, millions. The writer gets the bag. You know that? Right. You know what I mean? I said, so you want to learn how to write, And I said, you probably never given yourself an opportunity to write. So we got together a few times, and the product is what you hear now. And she edited. I couldn't have done it without her. She couldn't have done it without me. But like I say, did I contribute more to the writing? Yeah, because she's not a writer, but she gave me the harmony, some melody, and I was really proud of myself with her, because I had never been I really got out of my comfort zone. That's what I was telling her. You need to get out of your comfort zone, And so we both got out of our comfort zones. That's what I tell people all the time about cigars. Stop smoking the same shit. Get out your comfort zone. Smoke something different.
Yeah, that's true. Well, she did a fantastic job. I would have never known that. She did a great job.
Right.
Yeah. Shout out to her. Top notch. People are just loving it. And so that song, I wanted to resonate with people because, with infused cigars, I started out with infused cigars. Then one day my damn palate just shift gears, so it's the journey that I'm taking the listener through. I'm hoping that it would have you guys, thinking back to, your journey with the Leaf and how your situation came about.
Let me tell you something. When I listened to that song, it was almost like you was in my body when I smoked my first Black and Mild to where I am today. I mean, you hit it. I mean, I don't know what else to say about what you're doing, man. I mean, you're doing everything that's literally, like I said, from the heart. I mean, it does not get any simpler than that. I mean, you're a storyteller. You're a storyteller, man. I mean, and you're coming from a whole different kind of place. than what a lot of people are doing, even when it comes to rap. I mean, of course, we know that there's a few. We got the Tupacs, we got the Biggies, we got the Jay-Z's. You know, those are some storytellers too. The thing that I'd say that separates you is that you tell a complete story. You're not telling pieces of a story. Because when anybody goes back and listens to Salute the Leaf, Appreciate the Sacrifice, that's a complete story. And you do it in about 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes. But it's a complete
no cliffhangers.
Story. Right. There's nothing left for people to wonder about. Is like everybody gets it. Everybody's like, yo, I can relate. Or they can say, you know what? I've heard this story before. This makes sense now. So it's a complete package, man. I mean, what you're doing is fucking awesome. So Latasha said it's definitely a journey. So salute to you, man. I mean, people understand it. People are recognizing it. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully everybody who's listening to this today or even later on, looking at YouTube.
Share this video. Yeah, I want you to share this video too.
I want you guys to listen to the music, man. Understand where Skribe is coming from because he's telling the real story. Even when it comes to the tobacco.
Right.
He started out with the flavor joints and went to the real shit. I like it. I like it, man. I love it.
Let's do this because this is BNL Behind the Brand. Not that we don't know enough about you, but we're going to do a little bit of a deep dive because we always want to know how this really got started, right? So behind the brand and behind the man, right? So you said already that you started off with the sweet joints. Tell us about your first cigar experience. Who gave it to you? Where were you? If you remember what it was, since it was sweet, though.
Yeah, that's the ultimate question in the air, if I remember, because I've been going back and forth in my head. Well, I was like, I can remember if it was with my cousin, who had been, was puffing cigars in Chicago. My cousin Daryl. If it was with him, and I'm kind of leaning toward it being with him, my first stick. Or if it was if it wasn't with him, it was with my brothers in recovery, but it was between one of those two. But definitely where it picked up, where it took traction, was with my brothers in recovery. Now when it may have been with my cousin Daryl in Chicago, hanging out because we went to a nice. He's always been he had that swag, you know what I mean? He liked nice things and so he's always been that dude, right? Mm-hmm. So nice shit, you know what I mean? So he's turned me on to certain things that I appreciate today in my lifestyle, right? So we went to, I forget which hotel, it's like a W or something. It was or something like that. I forget what they had, a cigar lounge, whatever. So that may have been my first stick. But shortly after, and then it wasn't infused. It was a regular stick, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing, of course. And then shortly after that, my recovery brothers, we would, I started linking up with them, puffing. And then that's when I started. Then I had I remember one day I puffed the acid too fast. We were puffing out. It was actually kind of cold outside, and we puffing, and it kind of made me queasy. But somewhere along the way, I realized that the flavor sticks, the infused, I was calling flavor that I later learned that they're called infused, right? Then I started with the acids and the Tatianas. I think the Tatiana was my favorite until I realized I didn't like the resin. So something about Tatiana, they put a lot of resin on my lips.
It leaves a little something behind. Yeah.
What it is, I don't know. The flavors be great, and they pretty much smell. That's another thing. They actually taste pretty much how they smell, where a lot of infused cigars don't. To me, in my opinion, they may, smell real great. You light them, and it's like smell like a damn forest fire or some shit, or tastes like a forest fire, So. But Tatiana, they actually tastes pretty good, but the resin that used to leave on my lip, I said, I don't like these. So then I went to Javas, then and a few other, ones. So that's how my progression was for a few years, quite a few years. My range from puffing, I think I've been puffing anywhere from between 15 and 20 years. I actually can't pinpoint, so I'm, like everybody else, like Latasha, the sister said, it's a journey. That's what I want the song to do, Salute the Leaf, is for you to think about your journey, right? What your journey was. So to answer your question, Maisha,
Yeah, absolutely,
you know,
absolutely.
so
I like to know
that's just
who
how it was for me
influenced
too.
you. I like
Huh?
to know who influenced you. So that's cool. I mean, so it was back in Chicago. So that was many years ago.
Yeah. Well, no, I was still living. No, I was living in Jersey at the time. I
Oh,
was
New
just
Jersey.
visiting. Yeah, I was just visiting in
Okay.
Chicago. Yeah, I was just staying home to visit
Oh,
and
when you
hanging
say
out.
yeah, that was some years ago. Like, god damn,
Yeah.
man, hold on, Maisha.
No. I didn't. Yeah, I
When you
was
said
visiting.
Chicago,
As
you
I
was
said,
visiting
I've been
Chicago.
for about somewhere between 15 and 20 years, something like that. You know,
Okay.
but I didn't become a true aficionado. You know,
Sure.
until about maybe 10 years ago. You know,
Okay.
I would say close to 10 years. Yeah. Yeah. 10 or a little less. You know, I definitely consider myself an aficionado now.
Yeah,
Even but when
Tasha chimed in and said I used to give her hell. I used to give her hell because
you
coming to the
you
cigar lounge,
used to give who hell?
Latasha.
Tasha that chimes in as she's
Oh,
watching.
okay.
She's
You used to give her hell about what?
bringing in old sweet smelling cigars in a cigar lounge.
Oh, okay. You know what? That's the funny part. That part right there, right? That's when I really felt like a lightweight, right? Because I know so many women. I had an ex who didn't like this. She didn't like the what she say? I can't even imagine smoking them now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So
she's definitely graduated.
I had an ex who didn't like the infused. So I felt like a wuss, Leo.
Wow.
I felt like a wuss. You know, I'm like,
Wow.
I know so many women who just, that sweet shit. Yeah. So I'm like, check it out. I'm like, check it out. With Leo, I'm like, the others are too hard. I just feel like a straight up wussy. You know? But hey,
It's a
that was my
journey.
palate. That's my story. That's another intimacy. That's vulnerable. Me being vulnerable, Leo, because you know that's me. Like that's me getting real intimate and transparent with you, with the listener. Say, hey, look, I'm not. Hey, that was my story.
That's where
I
you
ain't got no
started.
other
That's where
story.
you
I ain't
started.
got no other
Yeah.
story. You know what I mean? I
I
can
know a
only give
lot
you
of
mine.
grown ass men still today that smoke acid Cuba Cubas. Cuba Cubas is the one that has the smell.
Listen,
That
let me tell you,
we recognize that immediately. It's like a black and mild. It's like we know exactly what it is.
listen, working in a cigar lounge, I see more men coming in asking for flavored cigars than any other woman.
Yeah.
And that's just real. And look, I'm not here to knock you about what you smoke, but I do look at a grown ass man coming in like, yo, let me get something sweet. What?
Yeah. Now, right. But
let me show you this, at least the Perdermo. I don't want to bring up Perdermo. Let me get you this Carolina Blue.
Right.
Because we already had this Perdomo talk in case y'all missing in the very beginning. So, but yeah, man. I mean, I and I still every now and again smoke me a flavored cigar, but it has to be one that I know that I can enjoy. Like I enjoy the Drew Estate Tabac.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that was bro. That was before I started. That was like the last stick that because I recently just really switched over to the medium full premium round. So, but the Tabac, that was like my last infused, and I don't really. I mean, they may market it as an infused, but I don't really put it so much heavy into the infused category, even though they may market it that way. But I was doing the fat bottom Betty's. I was loving the fat bottom Betty's for a minute.
That's a great stick. That's a great stick.
But check it out. My palate don't like it no more. It's too mild for me now. It used to hit me like a medium body. Now it's too mild. Sweet Janes. The Sweet Janes are actually stronger than the fat bottom Betty's. The Leather Rose, they're too mild. I thought they were going to be the Leather Rose, but check it out. I'm happy with my experience because you know what it makes me? It makes me a great suggester to people just starting out because I went that route. People who didn't go that route, they don't know what to suggest. Isla del Sol, great freaking stick. If you just started, it's phenomenal. You know what I mean? So I can, I can really guide people. Say, here, try this for your palate. I've had women, friends come to me and say, "Oh, somebody had me do this. It made me sick, or I got me too dead." I'd say, "Are you new?" They'd say, "Yeah, well, that's not the stick for you right now. No. Work your way up to this. And I'm so glad I had the progression and the evolution that I had with the leaf. So
and you talk about that in the song. Salute the Leaf. You talk about that entire journey, which, you know, it brings a lot out for people. If you listen to the lyrics, people, that's what I would tell you. Listen to the lyrics. The lyrics tell you everything about the cigar. It really, really does, man. And I appreciate the hell out of that song. I mean, you know, everybody's trying to do something different. You know, we talked about this earlier. Everybody's trying to do something different in the cigar industry. Brother, you did it.
Thank you.
Something different. And I applaud you 100%. I give you all the kudos in the world, because there's not a lot of people who can do something different for this industry. There's a lot of things that are added to, you know, but you said, I'm finna talk about this on a damn song. And nobody's ever done that. So I applaud
all encompassing too. It really is.
It is.
Everything that we do and say, how we walk and how we talk. So,
but you know, what I learned, Maisha, is that he took everything that we talk about in the lounges and put it onto a fucking track.
It made it sound good. I'm telling you.
That's dope.
I get other songs. People ask me, they send me their SoundClouds, and I can't knock nobody's hustle.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So keep at it, you know, but this one struck a nerve in every way.
Exactly.
Let me continue to ask you a little bit more about.
And I have another Stickhead song coming out. It's called "Light Them Damn Sticks Out," and it's like it's a shorter version but under 3 minutes, and it's more like all I do is win, no matter what. The Little John type, how Little John makes it. So it's along that vibe. That's a beat that I bought from DJ Strategy, along with the Kick That Pussy beat. I bought 2 beats from him. That's the 2 beats, you know. So but it's one. Like if I'm performing, if I'm being called, because I am open to coming out. I want people to call me. I want people to call me out to perform at their cigar fest, and if I want to be on a jazz festival circuits, golf tournaments, celebrity golf tournaments. That's where I'm going with my career. Right? But I said before, I'm not. If a record deal comes or whatever, I'm talking to somebody now that has distribution with Sony. We'll see. But But before where I was going with that, but that song, that will be the song that I open up my set with, right? Like them damn sticks that we came here to, just to get this crowd amped. So y'all hear that one too. So, but go ahead, Maisha. What was your question?
All of that is going to happen. I can totally see you at a festival. I can totally see you at a golf tournament, on somebody's stage.
May happen right here in Atlanta.
Yeah, it may happen sooner than you think. This is what this is for, though. This is why we wanted you on here. Everybody watch this show, share it. I've been sharing the music all week. So this is what this is for. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let me get back to you, right? So you shared your first cigar experience with us. Tell me about, let's talk about cigars. How many do you smoke a day?
Great question. I'm usually one and done. Typically, it's very rare that I do more than 1 cigar a day, and I don't puff every day. But there are moments when I do. I mean, I think there have been. If don't start me to lying, but I think if I had to guess, the most that I've done consecutively, like maybe a day, 4 to 5 days, 4 to 5 days in a row, and I'm talking about in a row, and maybe I'm out, maybe 4 to 5 days in a row. But I've not been that way for a while. I don't think I've ever smoked 7 days in a row. I don't think I have puff, and I like to say puff. I don't say smoke. That's why the song that when we was writing, I told Sage, because she kept wanting to say smoke, I say puff. We puff in this, and I said people say smoke. Don't get me wrong, but my songs are puff. But anyway. So, but to answer your question, so yeah, I'm typically one and done. Every now and then I might do 2, and I'm okay with that. Now y'all know Oscar Rodriguez, OTG is his line. GTO. Thank you, GTO. Yeah, I don't know if he did a puff sip chat, and I don't know if y'all mind me shouting out to Reggie and them, but
not at all.
Did you see that interview he did with
Not
them?
at all.
No, Oscar's gonna be coming on the show pretty soon too. So
good. Hey, Oscar loves Stickhead. He loves my song. He wanted a CD though. He wanted the Dinosaurs who wanted a CD, and I got it for him. And I need to reach out to him. I said, and I got some CDs made up because my producer like, yo, people still like CDs. Some people still like CDs, so I still got a few CDs. But I have a CD for Oscar, so I need to, But he loves Stickheads too. But go back and check out his interview on Puff Sit Chat. Phenomenal. It was a great. He comes from he's generational with this. He's generational with it. And he's a doctor. You know that, right? He's in the medicine. He's a doctor. He's a prayer. So he was saying that it's not. He said he don't recommend that some guys start out in the morning. Some guys he smokes several a day. He said, but he started out mild. He said he rebuilds up to a full body. He said you blow your palate out. Starting out in the morning with a full body and then doing several full body. So he really, from a medical perspective, he was showing you how to, but let me tell you something. Here's another thing that people never told. Some things are just trial and error. You're going to have to learn on your own, right? And to thy own self be true. Nobody told me that the leaf will give me a bowel movement, right? Nobody told me that. I had to find out on my own.
Hell yeah.
Right?
The darker, the heavier it is, the more you're gonna take that do.
And it's a breathing exercise. It's like yoga. People laugh when I say that, but it's a breathing exercise. You're drawing it in and blowing it out. You inhale, exhale.
Yeah. So the stick will move some shit around, pun intended. Right?
Pun intended.
But so
I don't know why, but I feel like that might be one of your song titles.
And believe it or not, I was trying to fit that in. Check it out. Believe it or not, I was trying to fit that in a piece and salute the leaf because it was part of my journey. But I was like, nah, I'll leave that out.
Move some shit around.
Move some shit. Listen, we already got kicked that pussy. Now we're gonna move some shit around.
Okay, let's get to your, because if you're smoking one a day, because when I do that, I make it good, right? It's a good stick. I feel satiated, and I don't need another one. So now give me your top 5 cigars that you enjoy most.
Maisha using SAT words, satiated.
Well, now Carolina Blue, Chris has moved into my list, but he wasn't always in my list because I didn't always know about him. Okay, so Carolina Blue, my man Chris, and I've seen Chris journey, and I've given Chris feedback. Okay, he had to drop for whatever reason, but I've said, yo, man, this one ain't it. This one ain't, I ain't feeling this one. So I've seen Chris's evolution, and those sticks have gotten great. So so Carolina Blue is definitely in my list. Perdermo is in my list. Placencia, the Drew Estate, for the longest, Drew Estates have, as you know, they have such a wide variety, right? But the Tabacs, I still like them Tabacs. And Macanudos. I'm at the Macanudos. I'm just, and I've had some bad, I like them. So that's 5, right? I gave you 5, right? Perdermo, Placencia, Carolina Blue, Macanudo, and the Tabacs from Drew Estate, and it's a few others scattered about. My father, I liked my father, the Oliva, those are some of my earlier ones. The Oliva, the My Father, Padrones, those are some of my earlier ones, but there's so many sticks on the market. It's such a competitive market, man. It's like I have no desire, to get into the cigar space. However, I did trademark Stickheads, so nobody can use it, for a stick or a lounge or whatever. Because a few people was like, oh, Stickhead. That one sister was like, I had a few naysayers, whatever. I won't even give them no shine. But it's like, that's kind of she told me I sound like Teddy Pendergrass, she's some stupid nonsense. I ain't gonna repeat with that nonsense. But anyway, but anyway, she told me the stickhead it sounds like dickhead. I said, well, yeah, it's a play on words. I want people, she said, well, I know you, and she's a househead. She's a soulful househead, right? She don't even like hip hop. And she's trying to tell me that,
Let's keep it real. We call them sticks.
Right, exactly. So anyway, that's, people that you can't get caught up in people's shit, but my point is, I trademark Stickheads so people will, so I can have control over, people trying to do lounges, accessories, cigars, et cetera, et cetera. So I want to control the licensing on that, and
I wonder if is there a cigar out there called Stickhead?
Not now. There isn't.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. The only thing that came up for stickheads when my lawyer searched for it was lacrosse. You know, lacrosse.
Okay.
That's the only thing, and that's a totally different
Genre.
article
That's
section,
sports.
right?
Yeah, totally.
They go by numbers. I forget what article the cigar world is in. So
okay.
You know, so yeah. So in the cigar world, stickheads was wide open. So I got that trademark. But I'm sorry. What was your question? What's your question?
I got another one. I got another one for you because let's one of my favorite questions to ask people in lounges, people I know, and even on the show is, do you smoke in your car?
Yes. Not all the time, but yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Look,
Absolutely.
I live in LA. So let me tell you something. You get stuck in some traffic.
Absolutely.
And you just trying to fit you all in your head, you need something to puff.
Right. But check it out. It's not an everyday thing. Right. But if the situation comes to that, absolutely. Sure. I'm like, shit, why have this? This is what I enjoy to do. I'm paying a note on this. Hell exactly. Yeah. You know, I'm like, absolutely. Exactly. No doubt about it. Unapologetically. You know, I'm not about to trade it in. I'm not about to trade it in. So
yeah, you gonna keep it. Do you get any feedback when your family gets in the car?
No, because it's actually my kids are grown. It's rare that I even have. It's rare that I even have passengers. And like I said, it's so rare that I do it. It's not like it's a stick. And when I do it, I crack the windows or whatever. You know, I let the windows down.
Ash outside. I always ash out the window, not in your car.
Yeah. Okay. So but you know, it may last for a few days. But just like check it out. When I first started, right, I was so. And we all learn this, right? I was so consumed with getting smoke in my clothes, especially stuff I did, especially my dry cleaning clothes. Now, my washable, who gives a shit about your washable? But my dry cleaning shit, I'm like, damn, I just got this out to clean it. But then you learn, just hang it out by itself for a few days, and that shit goes away.
Let it air out, get you some Febreze. It's not, it's really, I like to always say, it's the ash. It's not the smoke. It's the ash. If you ash in your car, people keep little personal ashtrays. You got to dump that out. You can't leave that in overnight. That's what's going on. If you accidentally get some ash in your car, that's going to happen too. But if you're actually ashing in your car, that's where the smoke. I mean, the smell comes from. So you're not ashing on your clothes. It's going to smell like smoke. It's like women in our hair. You know, you're going to wash it. You know. So okay. Well, let's get back to the music now, because when we first heard your music, I consider you, like, again, no shade. So it's an old school vibe for me.
That's right.
Please don't take that as any shade.
No, that was the intent. Yeah. No, that's me. That's my pocket.
I dig it. I dig it a lot. So tell me your top 5 hip hop artists of all time.
See, you diving into mine, but it's okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
Now I will redeem. You said artists overall or hip hop artists? What do you say?
Well, let's see, because I know hip hop because the song is hip hop, but I'm sure your influence, because of how we grew up, is hip hop and R&B. But go ahead, just what's top of mind? Okay,
so I get to redeem myself on this question, because when Reggie asked me this, in Tampa during Tampa Cigar Week on Puff Sip Chat, when he asked me that question, I fumbled. I dropped the ball on that. And I told him later on.
He thought about it now, Leo. He's always thought about it now.
Right.
And I was really mad at myself, because this is true to me. I've been saying this shit for years, but when I was posed with the question, I fumbled. But anyway, my top 10 was who has influenced me, and James Brown. James Brown, especially coming from Chicago. I'm a JB skater. I roller skate, JB skater, stepper, so JB, hands down, he was the fucking blueprint, yo. And then George Clinton, Parliament Funkadelic. They are probably still the most sampled in the hip hop community, their music, right? And then take it, as far as being influenced. And then I was influenced by classic rock. Zeppelin, Hendrix, Floyd, love classic rock, but they have been influenced by the blues culture, right? I love blues coming from Chicago. Right. That's influenced me. So growing up, I'm hearing all of this. This is all the things that I heard growing up. Al Green, I could, then hearing all of the stuff that we hear as a kids from my family, aunts, uncles, grandmothers, grandparents, and then what I didn't know at the time, I was listening to Soulful House, Diana Ross, Sweetest Hangover. I used to know that fucking song, but I was the kid when, check it out, this is my birth mother's side. That's part of Appreciate the Sacrifice. My stepmom, my earth mom, she made sure that me and my brother stayed connected to my birth mother's side. And my Aunt Hattie, who has since passed on, her and my grandmother, my father's mother, who has since passed on too, they talked, and my Aunt Hattie said, I want DeJuan and Pat to always, to know us, to be connected. So my grandmother, my father's mother, told my earth mom, and make sure, they stay connected. So my earth mom used to she did more. They thought my father killed my mom, so he didn't go around them. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them thought that he killed her, but that's a whole nother conversation. He did. But what happened the night before did attribute to her hemorrhaging in her sleep. That's actually hemorrhaging in her sleep. But he was 17, she was 15. There was kids. So anyway, but I say all of that to say, I'll digress. But anyway, my point for bringing that up is later Brenda said she's out. Great show. So over one of the many trips visiting my birth mother side of the family, Sweetest Hangover, Diana Ross, Sweetest Hangover used to come on, right? And I was the kid, they would play, "Come on, baby, go sing a song." And in fact, I would suggest that song. That's right. Now, remember, I would ask them to put that song on. I love that song, but I didn't. Later on, we know that that's soulful house music or classic house music. It was disco then too, right? But then also Isaac Hayes' Chocolate Chip album. That's house music. Yeah,
now you my soul.
Yeah. Teddy Pendergrass. What's who the producers for Philly Sound? What's the Philly Sound? Oh shit.
Shit. I can't remember. I know yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Producer Philly. So a lot of that is so far. So those are my biggest influences, Maisha. Now, getting into hip hop, I was Chuck D, Public Enemy. Because I was more of a political rapper early on. X-Clan.
Oh wow.
Rakim. When I first heard Rakim, he was the first one. Because I was still living in Chicago when I first heard Rakim.
Yeah.
And I wrote my first rhyme in jail, Cook County Jail, Leo. I was in Cook County Jail for suspended license, right? I did a month. My father let me sit there for a month to teach me a lesson, right? But and I was gangbanging at that time too, but I had no incidents, so I was with folks and people up in there, right? So, but I started writing poetry. I didn't know nothing about song structure, so my rhymes was long as hell. You know what I'm saying? But guys started after a while. I was trading my stuff for commissary. Then they started bootlegging my shit, and they were sending it to their girlfriends and their wives. Right? At first, I got mad about it until I said, you know what? You can't beat everybody up in here. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the best thing for you to do is to take the shit as a compliment and keep it moving. You know what I mean? So that's what I did. But that's when I said, damn, they still up in there. I must be pretty damn good. And I was 20, I was like 19, 20 years old, So when I got out of jail, my father picked me up. I said, I'm gonna be an MC. I know I'm gonna do. And so he said, "Damn, my father, I put you here to learn a lesson. Now you come out talking about being a rapper. You ain't learning shit."
What the hell you gonna do? Real.
Either that, you're a rapper, or you gonna be a preacher.
But now he's one of my biggest fans. But so back to rap. So when I first heard Rakim, I said, "Oh shit, his flow." That did it for me. All I got doing, I was in college. Okay, I was in college. My boy, I played football there. I went to Triton College, Leo, in Melrose Park, I went to Triton in Moraine Valley. Because that shit. I had the talent for a scholarship, but my grades sucked. But that's stuff that I'm bringing up later on when I told you how I'm write songs as chapters.
Right.
So anyway.
Yeah.
But that'll come out though in that music. But I had roommates from Detroit and from St. Louis, and they were big on Run DMC.
Oh yeah.
They would they turned me on to the Sherlins and the Adidas, and because I was a house head, Scott. So my influences of hip hop, you know, well, like I say, I think it might have been them first. Yeah, it was Run DMC first, because Run DMC, and then who else was in that era? Slick Rick and stuff like that. Because and there was some jokers in Chicago listening to rap, unbeknownst to me. It was some of my gang banging boys. They was listening to rap, but you know, but I was more of a house head. I was more of a house head at that time. But then when I was right before I moved to Jersey is when I got turned on to Rakim. And that really did it. I was like, wow, his flow is fucking ill. You know what I'm saying? Then shortly after that, I moved to Jersey. So I moved to Jersey in November of '87. And and that's when I really started writing you know, seriously and getting into hip hop. And that's also when my drug addiction kicked off shortly after that. My clean date is August 17th, 1991. So I wasn't caught up in drugs. Oh, yeah, too long. I wasn't there long, but that window was a lot going on. Yeah. You know what I mean? A lot of shit happened, man. And that's the shit. The detail of that will come out in those other, when I'm writing chapters of my music. You know, and I'm picking up from Appreciate the Sacrifice at the very end, Leo, when I say, wasn't long before I packed my shit in trash bags. Right. Called mom, I was on my way. She was glad. Yes. When I said glad, it was Trilogy who told me, said, that's a good play on words. I said, what do you mean? He said, glad the trash bag. I'm like, oh, shit. That wasn't even intentional. Yeah, and I've had those moments in my rap, and I did shit like that. I do. But I'm picking up from there. So those little chapters of music is picking up from when I left Dad's crib and went to live with Mom, because a lot of shit went down. You know. So anyway, so again, back to, you know, I'm all over the place, but the hip hop influences. That's okay. The hip hop influences, Run DMC, Rakim, you know, Slick Rick, Dougie Fresh, all of them. I would say top 5 though. So the top 5 would be definitely Public Enemy, Rakim, X-Clan, Run, and P-Rock, CL Smooth. Yeah. So
you know what I can hear. I mean, as you talk, and of course, your influence musically over the course of your life, you can kind of hear. This is why I was talking about the arrangement. So you're the lyricist, but I can also tell that you appreciate R&B. Right. Even from, is it Dane? Who's doing the flow on Stickheads?
What do you mean? The singing?
Yeah.
Dana.
So I can hear that you appreciate the R&B in both that and Sage. So I can tell the influence of musically for you over your life and how it shows up in your music. So yeah, I can see that. I can hear it.
Am I cadence?
To you.
Thank you. Am I cadence?
Yeah, the cadence. Yeah, that's
100% in the cadence.
That's really Rakim.
No doubt about it. No doubt. Yeah. I intentionally avoided calling you because I wanted to hear your voice today.
Okay.
Talking because I can tell even the way you talk to or the way you present to us on the show and how you talk probably normally in your everyday. I can hear it. It probably if you didn't rap, I'd be like, are you a rapper?
Yeah.
You know, I can tell the way you speak. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. But
I've heard that before. Absolutely.
Yeah. Tell me who are you listening to in your car right now?
Ari Lennox. I was checking out the Ari Lennox album. Yeah, okay. Ari Lennox. Yeah, she's talented.
See, again,
I love the pen from these R&B sisters is fucking incredible. I mean, their pen, some of them sound alike though, and I'm stuck.
I agree. When you say that earlier, I say that all the time. Sometimes I can't tell.
But I love MMA. I love her. I love what's her name? a.k.a. I always can never pronounce her name.
Janae Aiko.
Yeah. Janae Aiko. I love her. She's a nasty little something. I love her. She's so nasty. Little nasty something. I'm nasty too. Little nasty ass. I love that.
You got to kick that pussy.
Kick that pussy. I need to kick that. That's what I'm telling you. I was on another podcast that we were talking about how. Huh?
It ain't just you talking about pussy.
I know. That's why that song is really, when you hear that song, you're gonna get it. I mean, that song's gonna really strike some nerve. It's gonna be a banger because it's real. I mean, it's like, you know, shit. But anyway.
I look forward to it.
older women. We were talking about on another podcast how older women, you know, by old I mean like in their 40s, 50s, how they're so aggressive. Even some in their 30s are just really assertive. You know what I mean? And actually, it's a podcast when players get played. I don't know if y'all heard, if y'all know BJ and another guy named Chris. When players get played, so on Instagram. So I was on there and we were talking about. They were talking about how women are so aggressive. I said I think it's the lyrics and the music. Because these women are so assertive now in the music.
Listen,
I mean they are like whoa. You know, they are really
Well,
grabbing. They're really drawing the
we
picture.
want to talk about it.
Right.
Guys talk about it, so now we want to own it. You know, it's like a lot of girlfriends that didn't like the song "Why." Right. With Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion.
Right.
So let them talk about it.
Well, I think, you know what? I think the fact is not that men talk about it so often. I think that women already have it in them to talk about, but because of society, women don't say it. But I think that society is changing now. So
those days are over.
Yeah, the old days are over. You know, I mean, it's women out here talking about threesomes and having threesomes, and that's for a whole nother podcast, which I damn sure plan on having. I've already talked to some ladies, and they are down to come on and talk about it.
I bet.
It's one of those things, man. Is that, you know, it needs to be talked about. It needs to be accepted. You know, because it's actually what's going on. So I got no problem with it. I got no problem. Yeah. And I don't know about some of the other people out there, but hopefully y'all ain't got a problem with it, because if y'all don't want to listen to the podcast, that's fine too.
You don't have to. There's other shit to watch. There's other shit to listen to.
You damn right.
Right. You know, so I like to ask about what you pair your cigars with, but since you're not a drinker, it sounds like you smoke and Gatorade.
Yeah. I do non-alcoholic beer. Yeah. Beer. I like the Heineken Zero. I like it's a lot of almost every beer maker which steams my clams. Do you know non-alcoholic beer is just as much as fucking regular beer now?
Same cost.
Because it pisses me off. You know, it used to be because you put so many people that drinking it now, so they've gone up on it, man. It's crazy. You know, you go to some bars. Some bars would charge you if they even carry a non-alcoholic. Not all of them carry it, but if they even carry it, some of them would charge me just as much for a regular beer. I'm like, damn, and there's alcohol in this shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but that's what I think. To that point, Maisha, because I have brought this up with Reggie and him again. You know, another goal of mine is to be the face of a non-alcoholic brand. You know what I mean? Wow. Yeah, to be the face of a non-alcoholic brand. So the face of a campaign, you know what I mean?
Right
on.
Well, which one is your favorite? Maybe you put it out in the universe.
I won't say that right now because I don't want nobody to come back and say.
Say that shit. Because
I mean, you just never know who's listening.
Right now, Heineken Zero is definitely one at the top. But check it out. That's what I'm drinking most of now because that's only what I see. But I like the Caliber, the Guinness Stout. Guinness Stout has one called Caliber.
Yes.
They have a non-alcoholic stout, right, called Caliber. Because every beer maker has a non-alcoholic. Most people didn't even know that. I like the old duels, but I like the amber, the red label, not the green label.
It's more flavor. There's more flavor to it.
Yeah. There's one called Klauster something. I can't even pronounce it. I think it's German. Yeah, but Klauster something, and craft. It's a craft. I want to see more craft non-alcoholic beers. And Reggie, when I was on Reggie on Pub Chat again, they actually had we had the conversation. They had a non-alcoholic craft that we drank during my interview, and it was pretty good. Sweet. So, because I'm in the flavor. I'm a flavorful guy, as you can tell by me with infused sticks. Right? I like flavor. So craft. I would like to see more craft non-alcoholic beers on the market, and every now and then I'll pop up, I'll run up on one, but they're definitely not that prevalent. So that's the answer. And coffee, I do coffee with my sticks. I love to have a coffee, with my stick,
Okay.
When you come down to Atlanta, man, let me know, and I got some
you
beer
need to get to Atlanta.
Yeah, I got some beer people out here, and we can set some up, brother.
That's what's up. Yeah.
Okay, so wait, hold on. This has been a great interview. Thank you so much for doing this for us.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. Remember to share this video, play it next time you're at the lounge, send it to your people so they can also get more insight on what you've done and what you continue to do. Is that merch you're wearing? I can only see the top of that. It looks like the top of your head. Let's see that. Come on now.
Come on, man.
Merch?
Yo, what's going on?
Come on.
How can we get a shirt, bro?
My merch. Okay, so my I'm in the process. I've been procrastinating with setting up my website, but you can reach me through on IG, Skribe Jehudi, DASKRIBE, and Jehudi, JEHUTY. Jehudi was the god of the scribes, so that's what it described Jehudi. So back in ancient Kemet, right? So that's where that name comes from. Scribe was a student, teacher, writer, artist in ancient Kemet, which is now we know it's Egypt, right? So that's when I took on that attribute. That was, when I was really, in more of my political and music and revolutionary type music. But anyway, but Skribe Jehudi on IG, damn, I'm DeJuan Shears Senior on Facebook, my government. And I created another page and shit, don't even use it. And I got a whole government on Facebook.
That. I didn't know which one I was talking to.
Yeah, that's my whole government. Thank God I don't live like I used to, so I ain't worried about that. Nobody coming for me. But on Twitter, on Twitter is Skribe 373. TikTok, let me tell you, I hadn't even started marketing, like I was saying earlier. I hadn't even started marketing on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, really. So, reach out to me on IG or Facebook or at Skribe Jehudi at Gmail, Skribe Jehudi at gmail.com. That's how you can contact. But even all of my songs, right, that has my contact information in them. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you will see, just look at the description and you see all of my contact information there. But so the merch, I'm gonna be building my website up to get some merch. Like the Stickheads video. In the Stickheads video, the Go Get It lifestyle, that's me too. That's my merch. And then a Salute the Leaf icon. I sent you the icon, the logo rather, Maisha. Yep. I sent you the logo for that. I just have some shirts printed up because we're actually doing it. You probably, I'm sure y'all can't get down to the video by July 10th, but we're shooting the official video for Salute the Leaf at Ashton Barrel in Cornelius, North Carolina. And I just got some T-shirts printed up for me and Sage and probably a few other people to wear.
Dope.
So the merch, I'll keep y'all informed about where to get merch for. But people do people are loving my merch.
That's okay. Yeah, we'll follow you and then we'll know when you make the big announcement.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure that we keep you. Hopefully, you allow us to keep you in a regular rotation for the show. We can talk about that a little bit later.
Next time you have some announcements,
it'll be my honor. It'll be my honor.
I would love to, get you or get your permission for some things, and we'll talk about that later. But I gotta cut in real quick on Maisha, and I know that she's got some limited time. You've got some limited time, so I'd have to ask you this. I know you might have dove into it a little bit earlier, but this is my end-all, be-all question for all of my guests. Mount Rushmore has 4 faces on it, right? Give me your Mount Rushmore of hip hop.
Okay, well, here we go.
Rakim, that's hip hop now, just hip hop.
Rakim, Chuck D, Rakim, Chuck D. It's.
I love this fucking question.
Yeah, I know. It's Black Thought from the Roots is ill. He moved into.
Excellent.
He
That's
moved
3.
into.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I love Nas. Gotta put Nas in there. Now, the only reason I can't put Tupac and Biggie is because they ain't give enough catalog. You know what I mean? They ain't give us enough catalog. Tupac gave us more catalog. Tupac gave us more catalog than Biggie, But in all fairness to the people that are still alive, you know what I mean? So Rakim, Chuck D, I'm gonna put Black Thought in there because I love him and Nas. That'll be now. I love Jay. I love Jay, but I love Jay. But hey,
hold on, Skribe. You said you cannot put Tupac and Biggie in there. I have a real problem with that. What you said that they don't have a big enough catalog. So
yeah. I don't know what they would have done later on. They could have been whacked later on.
But
you know
Biggie and Tupac has so much shit out there that we have
Biggie
not
had 2 albums. Biggie had 2 albums.
No, he had more than 2 albums.
Biggie had 2 albums. Maybe 3. Maybe
okay.
2.
I will give you 2 albums because he was on a lot of people's stuff.
Features. Okay. Yeah, a lot of features.
Right.
A lot of features. Yeah, a lot of features. Right.
But I cannot discount what them 2 brothers brought in the short period of time that they were here on this earth.
Yeah, I mean,
the problem
check it out. I'm going by
Kevin just said Ready to Die
and Life After Death.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's 2.
Those are the 2 biggest albums from Biggie that have struck a lot of nerves in the hip hop industry.
Yeah,
a lot of nerves.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you're wrong in your Mount Rushmore. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying, how can we not add them somewhere? Either one of them, one of the 2, to the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But I mean, I go back and forth with. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a waffler when it comes to this. I waffle like a motherfucker with this because the ones I just gave were because I'm more passionate. I don't want to be put in a box, right? But I'm definitely passionate about social injustices and political and all of that stuff, right? So that's why my first influences. That's why I got Chuck D on there. He was like that's why he. But okay, but you're right. But I'm a waffle on this, and I can always be dissuaded. I can always be dissuaded. Now, normally, hold on, Leo. Normally, people say top 5. You said top 4. Okay.
Right.
So if I had to go with top 5, I'd probably threw Pac on there. Okay. So, if I had to have 5, I'd have threw Pac on there. And if I had to put a gun to my head, I'd take off Black Thought and put Big. If you put a gun to my head, I'd take off Tariq and I put Big. All right. But when I heard Tariq's fucking freestyle on Flex, his picture that you heard to Black Thought's freestyle on Flex, that shit, I'm like, damn. Right. Now I always loved him in his mind. When I heard that, I said, he's a fucking beast. Tariq is a beast.
He is.
I give it to him, man. Like I said,
so I'm gonna be Roger. Rocky, Chuck D, Biggie, and Tupac.
No, keep your Mount Rushmore. I am not discrediting who you have. It's just
when good points. You made some good compelling points, and I can always be dissuaded with a good argument, brother. Check it out. My IT professor, I'm an agilist. I'm a scrum master. So you know what agile means? Being able to pivot when confronted with new information. Correct. That's all about being agile. So I pride myself in being agile. I don't mind pivoting. I
used to have this thing. I would make people choose between Biggie and Tupac, right? But what I will say is that listening to you and you said, the social aspect of things, the social injustice aspect of things.
Tupac.
Pac was the one. Pac was the one when you want to bring up.
And your wordplay reminds me of Biggie.
Reminds me of Biggie. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's a compliment. I take it.
So I mean, man, you have something going on that I can only appreciate. I will never deviate from. You have something that's for the cigar industry. You have something that's for everyday life. You have something for women. You can kick the pussy and all that stuff. But I'm just saying, you have something for everybody to listen to, and I appreciate that 100%, man. I mean, in case you guys don't know, we are listening to the Skribe, better known as DeJuan Shears.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
Make sure you hit
I just want to say, go back. I just want to say, if you all haven't listened to everything on my YouTube channel, check it out. You know, because like I say, Make America Better, We the People. Those are my revolutionary songs, right? For the political. Skribe want to add extra face to the Rushmore. She said, so Mr. She said want to add an extra face to the Rushmore. Who she talking about adding to the Rushmore? What's the extra face?
No.
You added Pop.
Yourself, you added Pop.
Yeah.
I love it.
But go to my channel and check out all of my stuff and check out Don't Look Like What I've Been Through. You know, just check out everything, man. Just check out everything.
Do me this favor, Skribe. Tell everybody how to get in contact with you. Tell everybody where all your videos are, how to get to your music, man. Do all that for us.
Okay, so on YouTube, just Skribe, DaSkribe.
Kevin said, we the people better get your guns.
So on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, everything's under Skribe, but if you just Google, I've been looking at people's search engines. You know how from when people look, I look at people's different people's phones, right? When I tell them to search, and it seems so the best way to search is kick the dick. Kick the dick.
I'll be a feature on that.
Yeah.
I'll be the feature on that.
Yeah, that's hilarious. But start with the song, right? So, like Stickheads or Salute the Lead, but start with the song title and then put by Skribe, DaSkribe on YouTube.
Yeah,
so start with the song title and then Skribe. Like I say, on IG is Skribe Jehuty, Jehuty, Skribe Jehuty on IG, and Gmail Skribe Jehuty at Gmail. And Facebook, my government, DeJuan Shears Senior on Facebook. I have a Skribe Jehuty page that I don't even use on Facebook. But I'm gonna hire me a content manager. If you know a good content manager, tell them to get at me. You know, because to be honest with you, because I have a lot of ideas, and that TikTok world, I don't have right now. I don't have the patience to. Once you teach me, I can remember some shit. Sure. But just learning. Time is of the essence. I want somebody who know that shit right now. And
you got somebody. Is Maisha Michelle?
Really?
I'm good for myself. I could probably put you in touch with somebody that really does it, but I am a huge believer that you should be using the free marketing that we are afforded nowadays. TikTok, sometimes you just got to do it. And you will be surprised, especially TikTok will probably give you much more food to eat.
Yeah. All of the traffic, my numbers would be higher than they are if I was out there like that. My numbers, my views on YouTube is all from Facebook and that Facebook is not going to get me where I need to go. Traffic wise, but I do like Facebook because that's, it's a lot, for its reasons. A lot of us, older heads are on there. So
anybody you want to shout out today? Give you a chance to shout out some of your folks.
Well, shout out you guys for having me on.
Family,
shout out you guys. Shout out you guys, for having me on. First of all, behind the brand. Shout out my people who have helped me create my content. My man Shalik up in Newark, New Jersey, the Beach Shop. He did Make America Better for me when I was still living in Jersey, and then when I got here, I recorded the video here. But he also did Papa Bear's Cubs, Leo. It was his idea to use the photo album for Papa Bear's Cubs, and that makes that video so powerful when people see me having all of the photo album of my children. So Papa Bear's Cubs, like I said, that was had grown men tearing up for our father. So Shalik did the Beat Shop Trilogy here in Charlotte. Trilogy Studios. Dana, of course, my man Dana Bird up in Jersey, who did he did the vocals on Stickheads, and Sage, who's here in Charlotte. She did the vocals on Salute the Leaf, and my man Gabriel. Oh shit, my man Gabriel in Atlanta. He edited it. Make America Better and We the People, and he was gonna. If I had a shot Stickheads in Atlanta, he was gonna do that video in Atlanta for me. But I'm still shout out to Gabriel, and I could never remember his company. It's a Greek name. I don't want to screw it up. But he does a lot of work out there in Atlanta, and he came through to support me when I did the Puff Sip Chat interview. He pulled up, and he's a producer as well. So I'm going to do something with him. I'm get down on a couple of his beats and let him do a full video for me, because he's only edited my videos. My man Ron Styles. Oh shit, I almost forgot about that videographer. Ron Styles. He shot We the People, but I sent it to Gabriel in Atlanta to edit it, because I was familiar with Gabriel's work on editing, because he had edited Make America Better. And because Make America Better, we edited it first, and then I had somebody here, Sean, shoot the video for me. But then Ron had shot We the People for me, but he didn't edit it. But then Ron shot Appreciate the Sacrifice. He shot and edited Appreciate the Sacrifice. Did a good job on that. And Ron shot and edited Stickheads. Okay. And he will be shooting. Ron Styles. And he will be shooting Salute the Leaf. Shout out to Taylor Smoke and Aroma for letting me do their video there at their lounges, Preston and Nas. Shout out to Ash and Barrow, Tony and Robin and Cornelius. They're gonna let me shoot. They love the Salute the Leaf video. When I first let Robin hear Stickhead, she was like, "Yeah, it's okay, but." She said all of this before Dana started singing. Then when Dana started, she said this as the song was going on. Then when Dana came in, she said, "Oh," I said, "Oh, you like that part, huh?" I said, "Hold on, it gets So at the end of the song, she said, "Okay, it's better than I thought it was." She said, "But we're more jazzier in vibe. We like more jazzier vibe at Ash and Barrel." I said, "Well, funny you should say that, because I'm going to do a jazzy remix with a sister of the lead. Hence where we are now." So I'm hoping I will get her to introduce us, like I had Preston introduce the Stickhead video. Because when Preston first heard Stickhead, he took his hat off, he bowed, he said, "Brother, no," but he said, "You got to shoot the video here." So I love this, man. Nobody's done this. So shout out to all of those people. If I'm forgetting anybody, charge it to my head and not my heart.
It's all good. It's all good.
Shout out to my family, all my supporters, people who support me, because a lot of you all out there. Shout out to you. And those who don't support me and who don't see the vision yet, I'm gonna take the high road. I'm gonna take the high road. But listen to the fuck out of here. Listen to all the rap fuck out of there. Y'all gonna laugh y'all ass off on that, because I'm saying that I ain't taking the high road. I'm saying not Michelle Obama push the bitches, I go slow. That hook is gonna blow your mind out. Blow your body. So that I'm not taking the high road. I'm not Michelle Obama push the bitches, I goes low. Shaking my feet because you can't find yours. Jealousy and envy moves out of your pores. Crab ass jokers, y'all worse than the fucking flu. Was trying to be a good nigga. Look what you made me do. You know what I mean? So y'all want to check that out.
Man.
Check out my YouTube channel. Check out my work. Thank you all so much. I appreciate y'all.
This was awesome. Thank you for taking time on your Saturday. I'm sure you guys be doing something else.
Oh, I'm actually performing tonight at a Juneteenth celebration. Yeah, well, Sage's band. What is the name of her band? Good Lord, I forget the name of her band. But her band performed there last year, and they asked him to come back. So she wants me to do. We're gonna do my song. Her band. They haven't that much time to work with the song. But I don't know. They sounded we haven't rehearsed much. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But she also wanted me to do Biggie One More Chance. Speaking of Biggie, because that's one of the songs that they cover. I don't know Biggie's music like I used to. I don't know nobody's music like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. And she wanted to do Montel Joy, and this is how we do it. She wanted me to learn Montel Joy, and this is how we do it. Her band leader, they do the song that he selected. I told her, I said, "Look, I do the best I can. I just don't have the energy to learn nobody else's shit. My brand is more important to me. You know what I mean?
As it should.
I'm like, I do the best I can with Biggie shit. You know what I mean? my shit. I have to check it out. As you get older, I don't even if it's an age thing. Artists forget lyrics. I didn't know how big of a thing that was. Beyonce talked about it. Snoop Dogg say he had a damn teleprompter sometimes. He can't remember his damn lyrics. So forgetting lyrics is a big thing.
Hip hop concerts. They got it on the prompter.
Yep.
That's when they do this.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly. Because they forgot the shit.
Exactly. Exactly. That shit is a thing, yo. So I said, me trying to learn Biggie's. I used to know I used to know Big. We had everybody else. When Biggie shit first came out, I knew all that shit. But that was 20 years ago, shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hey man, we really appreciate you,
Thank you.
man. I love the music. I love the
doing what
fact
you're
that you came on and gave us your time, man. And you know, we gonna ride out to the song.
Salute to Leaf. Salute to Leaf.
We gonna ride out
We
to
came
it.
in on that.
So I appreciate
came in on that? Okay. Well, whatever y'all choose, I don't care. What y'all pick? Y'all pick.
We gonna ride out a Salute to Leaf, man. In case y'all ain't heard it, here it is.
Now that's dickheads.
This dickhead.
That's dickhead. That's my Easter's favorite.
Front one color, tobacco brown. I'm addicted to a go-getter lifestyle. So I puff with a fellowship of go-getters. No quitters, had to go the extra mile. Bosses, big body hitters. When you stay ready, you got to keep a steady, Katrina. Break a leg. The metaphor, roadmap to get ahead. Thoroughbreds, bonafide stickhead.
She's a mother and a wife, sister of the Leaf, about to stick life. A boss in her own right.
Come on.
Was given, she had to fight.
Come on.
So she ain't playing the stick. Going hard.
Skribe, we appreciate you, man. Hopefully you guys understand what's going on with this that we have going on with BNL Behind the Brand. And please understand what's going on with Describe. So y'all make sure, go on YouTube, get to the Instagram, and ride out to this. If you smoking in your car, smoking in the lounge, tell all the people that you heard it here first.
Yeah, I want this to be streamed in lounges. That's what I want lounges to. I want people to be streaming, playing this music. There's no other music better in events than my music. I say that all the time. For a cigar event, it doesn't exist.
I agree.
All right, y'all. We up out of here. Peace.
Peace.